Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UBNradio.com.
All the proceeds are brought to you by the church house where we'll be
right?
chestnuts.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. You're tripping me every week, and this time I finally got it. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another terrific edition of What's Up with Kobylt and Friends. Where's my applause? Thank you very much. We have a very large studio audience here at the Sunset Gower Studios, and we have a terrific show today, like we always do. And by the way, you can find us live right now on Facebook at Kobylt and Friends. You can also find us on iHeartRadio, and where else are we? We're everywhere.
Stitcher, iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
Spreaker.
I mean, you're just looking for me, you're going to find me. So I just wanted you to know that. So right now, in studio, I've got Natalie Seaver. Applause, please. Thank you. And Natalie is joining me for the hour, and she's going to be specifically a little later on in the show talking about holiday gifts. She's going to be talking a little bit about her boutique. A lot of celebs go in there, and they buy some really unique gifts, but she's got some gifts for the holidays that could range from $10 to, I don't know what, a few $100s. And then later on, even after that, we've got Cory Martin. Love this guy. Cory Martin Events is his company, and he does events to the stars. He's a handsome guy, smart guy, and a really, really humble guy. You're laughing because I told you when we talked on the phone, right, Natalie? I'm like, oh my God, he's so good looking. I tell him that too all the time. However, first, and here's who we're starting with, Neil Brown. Hi, Neil.
Hi, Deborah.
And you're, by the way, Neil, you're a handsome guy too. I just want you to know that. And Neil wrote a book called Ending the Parent-Teen Control Battle. Now, by the way, I have three. Well, actually, one of them's not a teen anymore. I have three teenage boys. I could have used this book when the first one turned 13.
Lucky girl.
Yeah, lucky girl. I'm not sure. People always go, oh, my God, you must be the princess in your house. And I'm like, oh, my God, not really. I'm more like the Cinderella in the house. But and that's the truth. But you're also going to be talking about getting through the holidays, in particular with kids and people that might be melancholy. So,
Sure.
So first, let's start a little bit about what motivated you to write this book.
Well, I'm a psychotherapist. I've been working with families now for upwards of 40 years. And I read a lot of parenting books, and they're all fairly prescriptive, and I don't think they have bad advice. It doesn't really address the challenges that parents face when they're into a real problem with their kids.
Can you be specific? Give me something you're talking about. Like what?
Well, it's just, a parent is, let's say something light, like I'm always struggling to get my kid to do his homework every night, and they're always resisting my efforts, and I keep pushing, and they keep dawdling, and it just never seems to go right. Now that's our relationship.
Okay. Can I give you a personal example? And it just happened to me this week. May I?
Sure.
Oh, good.
Go
I
ahead.
love free therapy advice, don't you?
Absolutely.
I could use it all the time. This is a great way to do therapy. I'm going to have somebody call in every week, and whatever my problem of the day is, I would say a problem of the week, but I have one every day. I'm going to ask somebody. Okay, so here's what's going on. My youngest kid is in exams. He's in high school, and I went in there this morning, knock, 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 because he had to be there at 9. It was 20 to 9, 25 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, get out. And I thought, ugh. So I ran out of the door. I didn't do anything, didn't say anything, but I'm thinking, shouldn't he be like getting ready for the exam? We live close enough to school. He could walk. I could drive him. And I'm just sort of sitting outside of his room, twiddling my thumbs, waiting for him to come. Finally, comes out of his room around 10 to 9. And he goes, why did you do that? And I said, no, sorry, because I didn't want him all stressed for his exam. And out the door he went, slammed the door. And I thought, okay, what could I have done? Should I have not knocked on the door? I was afraid he was oversleeping. I got the door slammed, the yell, and the slam. So what do you do when you're a parent and you're a little concerned? Now, he's my third, so I've mellowed an awful lot. It's not like I'm barreling in the room. I'm knocking. What do you do? I never know how to handle this stuff, and I still get yelled at.
Right. Well, I don't think it's a great idea that your kids yell at you, Deborah. You don't deserve that.
Thank you.
And they need to know that that's called being disrespectful. And whatever the plan is going to be, I mean, if they're going to be responsible for getting themselves up, or if they get one prompt from you if you're concerned, something like that. But if it becomes a chronic thing, if now every day you're struggling to get your kid out of bed, and he's always a day late and a dollar short. And
He's not. Actually,
4
he's
minutes
not.
late. All right. So there's a big difference between a problem that is a fleeting problem or an occasional problem and a chronic problem. A fleeting problem, fleeting problem, we just say, okay, well, that didn't go well. Let's talk about it, move on. I didn't like the way you talked to me. What went on with you? You have a discussion and you go forward.
Well, that's nice in a perfect world.
On the other hand, now you're a parent, and that's not you, but you've got a parent who is struggling with them every day. Now that, how long has that been going on? How many events does it lead to? How is the kids functioning overall? And if we start to see that there's a decline in functioning, and they're resisting a lot of parental expectations on a regular basis, and parents are struggling to get the kid's performance up, and the kid is not responding or is responding with avoidance or oppositionalism, then we need an ending the parent-teen control battle intervention.
And what the heck is that? Can you come live with me, please? Please?
Well, I think those models happen out there. Don't they have, I don't know. So, yeah, those models exist out there. But, no, I'll pass on that one, Deborah.
Okay. We're a fun family other than this. But, all right, so go ahead. Then what do you do? I mean, the title of your book, Ending the Parent-Teen Control Battle. Clearly, he was trying to take control there. It was a bit of a battle. I stepped out of the battle, but he sort of maintained his control. How do you end that stuff? And
like I say, I think those kinds of events do happen, and they just happen. And I think parents need to know that that doesn't mean that they're a dysfunctional family. It doesn't mean they have a bad kid. It doesn't mean they're a bad parent.
No, we're actually fun people.
Yeah, yeah. So that's okay. I'd say if that happens, and then you talk it through and say, hey, what happened this morning? I didn't like that. What went on for you? You talk it through, and then you go forward, because you have a essentially good relationship with your son.
Yeah, although I would tell you, I have 3 boys, and that for me is the age, 15, 16, whoa. And then when they got a little older, they were suddenly nice again. So I'm thinking, all right, he's 15. Yeah. I have another year of this, so maybe I'll just sort of try and step out of it.
So in my book, I talk about that there are those stages of adolescence. And the earlier stages, kids are putting their effort into pushing away from parents. So they really have a negative energy towards parental expectations, and they want to identify with their peer group more than they want to identify with family and parents.
Natalie, do you have kids?
I don't have kids, but
so their energy is moving away from parents, and so parents get the brunt of that. And then in the later adolescent years, kids are starting to look much closer at their future. So if you're 16, you're 20 years away from legal adulthood and being responsible for your life. So that the future starts to motivate their thinking and their behavior. And now it's like, oh, my God, Mom, help me out here. I'm in a crisis. So now you're suddenly an ally again, because now they might need your support and help.
Right. That's the good news. You eventually get to the other side, and a lot of parents think they don't. I've gotten to the other side. So what do you say to people? I know that there are 3 issues that can get you into trouble and 2 ways to get out of it. Isn't that what you said basically in the book? And you cover that. Yeah. So can you give that to us briefly? What gets you in? What gets you out of trouble with the kids?
Yeah. Well, what gets you in are a few things that are broad categories. One is reactivity. So if parents are reacting a lot to what their kids say and do, then then the kid's really in charge, and the parent is reacting.
I did that with my first one.
Setting the emotional standard, the emotional stand of the relationship, and the parent is in react mode. And we want parents to be in charge of their own behavior. We don't want the kid in charge of the parent's behavior.
I know.
So that's one thing.
That's number 1. Number 2.
And number 2 is a negative tone. So if anything that gets communicated in a negative tone starts to be experienced by the kid, rightly or wrongly, as you're against me. And then kids are going to defend against what they consider someone who's against them. So a negative tone starts to be interpreted negatively. And then the final thing, I think, is a very critical issue, is what I call being other person focused. And that is when parents are trying to change someone else's behavior. They're feeling, I've got to get my kid better grades. I'm going to make them get better grades. I'm going to make my kid behave.
I don't know how you do that.
I
wow.
need to change them. And, of course, we can't change other people. We can only change ourselves. And as soon as we start to try to change someone else's behavior, they're going to resist our efforts. Mm-hmm. So they get into resistance mode, and we push and they resist. We push, they resist. And that is the structure of a control battle.
So essentially, what are the two things parents need to do that you talk about to try and combat that so that there's some peace in the house?
Yeah. Well, number one is to understand that the control battle is really the enemy here. It's really not the kid, and they don't need to change their kid's behavior. What they need to do is change their participation in a control battle. So I try to get parents and kids, and in the book I try to get parents and kids focused on defeating the control battle, which in the book I refer to as the beast. So the issue is to
Wait, who's the beast? The kid or the issue?
It's the battle.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
I'm
It's
just
the
kidding.
control battle. So I want them to understand it is this pattern of behavior that exists between them. It's the pattern of behavior that's the problem. It's not the kid. It's not the parent. It's the pattern of behavior that's evolved between them. And that's why just a simple parenting prescription often doesn't work, because the enduring nature of control battles, they just are very enduring.
They
have
are.
momentum. Yeah. So once I personify it and I say, "Oh, look, you've got a beast in your family. Now we can starve the beast and make progress." So that's number one. But the two elements that we're going to do to starve the beast is, one, have the parents understand and get in touch with and communicate a healthy vision of their teen. It's so often that once they get into a negative pattern, once a control battle exists, they start to see their kid in a very difficult and negative light. He resists everything. They never do anything. They're lazy.
I don't know how you could say that to a kid. I would never go, "Oh, you're lazy." I just, it's such a negative thing to do. For me, sometimes I just chalk it up to, I don't know, hormones, or in a bad mood. Maybe something happened at school, whatever. So I try and back away and hope that in a year or two they come back around and they're like, "She's not so bad."
They do.
But give me the
Well,
second one, because then,
I think that perspective is important. Exactly.
yeah, well, I learned that. Like I said, he's my third. But one other, because I know that you had another, and then I just want to briefly, before we have to go from this segment, what do you do around the holidays? You know, I don't know, people might be depressed, things going on in the family. How do you get through with teenage kids?
Well, with teenagers, once again, they're very interested in their peer involvement, and they can give the family the short shrift. So I think it's really important to set some expectations early about what Christmas and the Christmas holiday is going to look like, what's going to be expected of them, and get some ways for them to participate in it. So that way there isn't a constant pulling away. "Oh, I wish I was with my friends. Oh, I'm going to go text my friends. Oh, I'm going to go do this." Which, by the way, they might not be available either, because they're facing the same expectations.
You know, we should all get on the phone with the parents and go, "Hey, look, Thursday night's mine. Make it yours too, so nobody's going to be." You know what
There
I
you
was?
go.
You know what I was going to do this year is take them back to all the little dumb things fun things we used to do, like horsies and choo-choos, and going to like that really cool neighborhood that has all the great like Christmas decorations. Now again, these are teenage boys. They might be like, "Are you serious?" But I just thought it'd be kind of fun to go down memory lane of all the things that would make them like really excited and happy.
Well, you might sit down with them and say, "Here's some choices. What ones do we want to do as a family?"
Yeah,
And
no,
so
that's what
get
I'm
them
gonna do.
involved, get the buy-in early. I think it's really hard for parents who cook a beautiful Christmas dinner and then the kids are just like ready to move on and wanting to go do something else.
See,
I
now
think it's
that's
really-
where mine are good, because we like to talk at the dinner table. We love to talk about politics or anything. We're a big political family. Well, not really, but we like to talk about the issues going on, especially nowadays. So,
no shortage of material.
no shortage ever. But finally, I mean, any, for somebody who's really having a battle, for somebody who's really struggling, do you offer any, final words of wisdom that you can give someone as the holidays are coming? People are maybe stressing about it, like, "Oh my God, how am I going to get through it?" Anything you'd like to offer?
Well, once again, I think get the expectations done early, stay positive, and then, in my book, I do talk about switching from a model of giving kids consequences for negative behaviors to giving them privileges for earned behaviors. And what that does is it allows kids to earn their way forward. And rather than parents to be constantly taking things away, it gives kids a chance to earn what they get and feel good about what they get, and then treasure what they get and
I like
preserve
that.
what they get.
I know, he's terrific.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a call again. I might even give you a call on my own. So, Neil Brown, again, the name of your book, Ending the Parent-Teen Control Battle. How can people look you up? They obviously could find your book on Amazon, but what's your website?
Is Neil D, as in David, Neil D. Brown.
And that's
.com.
BROWN, right? There's different ways to spell Brown.
I'm blogging and podcasting, and I'm happy to provide those services, and people can tune in and get my posts on a weekly basis, and I'd love to contribute to their families and help them starve the beast.
I love that. Starve the beast.
That's
Coin
great.
that one. That's very smart of you. Thanks for being here, and we'll talk to you again soon. Will you come back on?
Absolutely, Deborah. Thanks for having me.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.
Good guy.
Very
you know,
good guy.
honestly, but he's right. You know, you have to starve the. I love that one. I'm going to starve the beast. Maybe I'll serve nothing at Christmas on the Christmas table, and I'll be like, because I'm trying to starve you guys. I'm trying to starve the beast. But anyway, so I had.
Wise man.
He was a wise man.
Yeah.
You know, he was a wise man. There should be a halo on my head with 3 boys, but they're good guys. They're really good. Now,
give it a
you,
year.
I am so excited to have you on
Thank
our
you.
show, Natalie Seaver. And again, the name of your store.
Natalie Seaver Boutique or online Maison Natalie.
Spell that.
MAISON-NATHALIE.com.
And it is that French. Last week I was doing an Italian accent. This week let's try a French one. So it's a French influence, your show. Is this
That
correct?
right.
Because you're from New York, but you have a French influence, French family.
My mom's French, so I spent time going back and forth to France when I was a kid, and my grandmother lived in France.
And what can people find in your boutique? Specifically, when we talked yesterday on the phone, I was talking about I never really know what to give people who sort of have everything. And you have lots of clients who come in and out of your store and also order online.
Yep.
And you have specialty gifts that a lot of other people wouldn't have, and maybe I would never think to give someone. And you brought a couple of things with you.
I
Should we
did.
go into that first?
Whatever you like.
What do you think? Now, we have one of our helpers, Riley, who's my publicist. He's in the other room. Riley, if you can hear me, come on in. I always throw him out of the studio. I'm like, you go.
This is Riley's favorite, so I'll show this
Oh,
one
let
to
me
you.
see. Riley, come on in if you can hear me.
This is a pizza cutter.
Oh, let me see this. I'm Italian. I like the pizza cutter. This is the cutest thing. Oh,
It's a little bicycle,
okay, look at this.
and both wheels will cut your pizza for you.
Okay.
And you can leave it on your counter because it looks so cute.
I've never seen anything like this. Who thinks of this stuff?
It's an Italian design.
See, I knew it. Only the okay, a pizza cutter. This is the most I want to give this to everyone I know. How much is this?
$26.
Okay, $26. How many do you have? I need some teacher gifts. Now, of
can
course,
talk.
they're going to go like, why are you giving me a bicycle? But then I guess it would say this is a pizza
It has
cutter.
a box that tells you that it's a pizza cutter.
I want like 10 of them.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. Okay, next. I love this.
Okay.
Oh my God. Riley, are you coming in? No?
It's okay.
Does he hear me?
I think we're all set.
Okay.
This is actually a great hostess gift.
Oh, those are the lighters.
These are the lighters.
Okay. How many times do we need a lighter? I'm always looking for matches. The lighters don't work.
Right.
Oh, let me see this
This
one.
is going to
Oh my
be something you
gosh.
can leave on your counter and not be embarrassed. I'll show you how it
This
works.
is like this?
There's got a child-proof thing on the side.
Okay.
So you just press the side bit. There you go.
I love it. How much is this?
This one is $39.
Okay, this is an incredible gift. Again, I was saying sometimes I don't want to bring wine or a candle. How many candles can a person have?
Candles are good. Wine is also good. But it's nice to offer something that they'll see over and over again and remember it was you.
And it's beautiful.
Exactly.
It's really, really, it's perfect. Okay, wow, you're giving good ones, I have to say. These are really good.
Well, it's about finding things that you can't see everywhere. And people will say, oh, gosh, not another beautiful lighter.
Right, exactly. And one that presumably would work, you know, because every time I buy one for $15 at the local
You can actually
bed,
refill.
yeah, you can refill these.
Yeah.
What and you've got some
I've got some other goodies here. Let's see. Since you're Italian, you'll appreciate an espresso cup.
Oh, let's see that. And that must be espresso in
This is why I fell in love with this espresso cup. If you want, I don't know where the
Yeah,
camera
come on
is.
over here. I'll just hold it up like Vanna White. You know, can you believe
has a-
Vanna White still has her career going after all
Isn't
these
that
years?
great?
I mean, you know, I remember once I interviewed her and I was trying to do the little hand thing and then the push of the letter. I failed. So, but let's at least try and get
It's a
this over
great
here.
little keepsake box, beautifully designed. You could also keep that on your counter, and you have 6 saucers and 6 cups.
Oh, this is adorable.
Right.
And is there any espresso to go with it, or?
I didn't bring espresso, but I figured you might be able to imagine.
Oh, but I think this is lovely.
fun?
Yes, I really do. So
And
little
feel
espresso
the
cups.
cup in your hand. It actually feels yummy when you hold it.
And you know, you're right, because I am Italian and I grew up, you know, the relatives would come over and my mom would just sort of break it out. And I inherited so many of her little espresso cups and I love them and they're dainty and they feel good.
It feels good in your hand.
It really does. It's lovely. But this one says Bistro of Paris. It's lovely. Oh my gosh. And same thing. You go to Paris and you have your little espresso.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just love that. Now, how much is this?
This one is $48.
40. I mean, these are so reasonable.
I try and find high style at an accessible price point.
Oh, they're truly, they're lovely. Okay.
Cool.
And then you've got, well, should we go to the food last? Because,
Yes, 'cause I think-
I think we're going to consume all of it. But I see something over there. What did I,
This
and
is
I said
really
to her
fun.
okay.
This is beautiful glass crystal
Yeah.
that you can stack.
Oh my gosh, here, let's bring that here.
Let me show you. So,
Glass crystal. And are these for candles?
nope, you can fill them with, you put them on your coffee table and you can put olives and nuts. And,
Oh.
and it's for serving, nibbles at your hors d'oeuvre table.
Love.
And they all stack up together, and we sell them empty or filled with French caramels.
Okay, I love this. So hang on, let me show it filled. But honestly, I said candles, but I suppose you could really put a little candle
You
in
could
here.
put votives in there, no
Right?
question.
You
Absolutely.
really can. And a larger candle there. That's what I saw when I saw
They're
it. So
very
it's-
versatile and very pretty. I
Oh
think.
my gosh. Now how much, I love the way you have this wrapped.
Just to give you an idea, presentation is everything, as I've been told.
Oh, it's lovely. So how much would this be?
That is 58 with the caramels and 38 empty.
I think it's
And
absolutely
it looks
precious.
more substantial than what the price is.
Oh, it really, and it's also, you said presentation is everything. The fact that you wrap it so lovely and it's elegant.
You could go anywhere and present that as a gift and never think twice.
No, and you can put nuts in it or anything you want.
You can definitely personalize it, which is nice.
And do you think of all these ideas on your own?
I
Because-
try and create a little extra dimension to the gift so that it's not generically from the package to the person.
So we were talking a little bit about, and I see scarves over there. We'll get
Yes,
to that in a
yes.
minute because I was saying how much I love a beautiful scarf. And when you're French, which you are, I'm not, but I just love a scarf. I can wrap myself in a scarf. I could be wearing a bikini and I'll put a scarf on. I just
I'm with
love,
you.
right? And you can, and it's also versatile. You can use it as a wrap. You can wrap it on your waist.
Absolutely.
You know.
I call it a food group.
It is a food group. That's what you were saying. That's right. So, what is it when someone comes into your boutique? And I think we have a couple of photos of her boutique, right? It's elegant. You walk in and you just say, wow. I mean, where do I look first? Because there's so many beautiful, delicious things to
Thank
look
you.
at.
It's
and I want to, just touch
little
some
treasure
of it.
chest. Thank you.
It is a little treasure chest. And you could see that there's, look at that beautiful dress. That's outstanding. So you have everything in there from little gifts to dresses. And
I'm a clothing designer, so
Yeah.
a lot of the pieces in my store are designed and actually made here in LA. A lot of European fabrics. I'm a stickler about picking fabrics that feel good and are striking. And I love making someone feel good when they put on my clothes.
Well, they're elegant, but they're simple pieces too. And by simple, I just mean you can dress them up or down, like we were talking about. And when I look
Yeah.
at I look at that skirt and top there. That's just lovely. You can really dress that up or down.
Exactly. You can wear that with jeans, and you're
Yeah.
not overdressed, but you could glam it up and make it a black tie.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. And,
Yeah.
and again, it has that French influence and the sophistication of New York. I mean, I can really see your influence
Thank
there.
you.
I really can.
But I also believe, like the French, even more than although we're learning in the U.S., is clothes have to be versatile. You have to be able to wear it more than once and wear it so that no one knows that you're wearing the same thing 3 days in a row.
And is that okay to wear the same thing? Personally, I do it all the time.
You change it up with a scarf, you change it up with a different necklace, you wear a cute little skirt with it or some jeans. It looks completely different.
But do people care? Like, I personally don't care if you show up in that exact same ensemble next week. It just doesn't matter to me, but I guess to other people it does.
it may make a difference in certain circles, but I think it's how you put it together.
Let's take a look at some of the scarves you got on over there.
Well, you were asking me
Beautiful.
what's happening in style for the holidays.
Yeah.
And I think in LA we're a little bit more casual. So as a result, while sequins are really in and hot right now, I think not everyone is comfortable wearing a lot of sparkly stuff, so that a way to go around that and still create some sparkles, there's some very discreet beading on this cashmere scarf so that you can wrap it and have just a little bit of bling. But
It's
very
lovely.
discreet and elegant.
It's elegant. It's got the sparkle. You're right. It's very soft.
It's a restrained touch.
and I say that you can be so versatile the way that you put this on. It's
So
truly.
you're wearing black and white now, and you could just
I know.
throw
Doesn't
that on,
this
it
look
would be
perfectly?
perfect.
And I love it. Almost has like a little bit of a sort of an African influence.
It's a little patchwork.
a little bit of the patchwork, and almost looks sort of like a, like what you're wearing there, almost like a little bit of spots, like a leopard sort of spot. This is lovely. I love this. Here, I'm going to go like this.
There you go.
There you go.
And then, this is
Oh.
super luxe. I mean, it feels incredibly yummy.
Oh, it's so soft. And
Yeah.
I love color is something that I struggle with. I'm like, wait a minute, you want me to put on something other than blue, black and white? But
This would
is,
work with your coloring.
Yeah, it's really, really lovely.
And that's, if you're at the beach and it suddenly gets cold, you just put this
You
around
just
your
put it
shoulders
on.
and it looks very casual and at the same time very
This
chic.
is very, very pretty. So our next guest is calling in. So what I'm going to do is
Take a break.
while he's calling in, perhaps, and while we talk to him, Cory Martin. Cory, are you there?
Yeah, I am.
Thank you so much for calling in. Where are you calling us from?
I'm actually up in Beach right now.
You're in Pebble Beach. I thought so. Are you golfing or are you with golfers?
No, I wish. We're doing a week-long Netflix, actually.
Okay. Wait, what did you say? Because you're going in and out for me.
Oh, my service here? Hold on.
Yeah, hold on.
Hello, can you hear me?
I hear you perfectly now. Yes. So if we have any
okay,
more
great.
interference, I'll let you know. So, and just so you know, in studio with me, we have Natalie Seaver. She has a lovely boutique on Melrose. Isn't that correct?
West 3rd Street.
You're West 3rd. I always get them confused.
That's all right.
Lovely, lovely gifts that she's got for the holiday. She's got a lot of celebrity shoppers who come in there. But I'm sort of trying to show gifts, that people can also highlight from $10 to a few $100s, and that's what she's here for. But just while we're talking to you, she brought a wonderful spread of cheeses. Let's pretend you're eating some of this with us, Cory.
That sounds nice.
What do you have
That
over
sounds nice.
there?
I wish I was there right now.
I really do too. He's so wonderful to have in studio. But should
Next
we go
topic.
and have a little bit of this while we're talking to Cory?
Absolutely.
What do we have?
One of
Oh, you guys are just going to rub it in my face.
Yeah, I am going to rub it in. I'm telling you, Cory is such a style person. I mean, everything about him personifies style. So he would love your boutique. I
thank
know
you.
he would. I'm telling
I
you.
think, Cory, if you're an events planner, you might really appreciate this platter cheese board because they're handmade here in LA.
I love that a lot of your stuff's from here.
I
Yeah.
try.
That's great.
Full disclosure, my husband makes them.
Okay, good for you. It's even better.
very
Keep it in the
nice, very
family. I love that.
Influenced by our trips to France. And I have a wait list for this truffle honey every year that is unbelievable and very concentrated. And it's amazing because they put a slice of black truffle in the hive while the bees are making the honey. So it's permeated as it's being made.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
I've never heard of such a thing.
It's incredible. You put a dab of that honey on the cheese as you're having a cheese, and it's flavor bomb extravaganza.
That is so different. I've never heard of that. Cory, I don't even know if you've heard of that. But Cory, when you go to any
No,
of
but
his...
that sounds amazing.
I'm telling you, that's probably something you should look up. But if you've seen any, even 1, 2, 3 events on Cory's website, you've
No,
done
they're beautiful.
absolutely stunningly elegant but fun. And that's really how your personality is. You're a guy from Jersey, correct?
Appreciate
Remember we
that.
talked
I
about that.
appreciate it.
Well, it's true. It's really true. He's someone that could be intimidating as soon as you meet him. But I think it's that Jersey background of yours, Cory, that keeps you grounded. That's what I'm because we're both from Jersey.
Well, it's definitely my parents, that's for sure.
Definitely the parents, huh?
They still want me to mow the grass whenever
See,
I get
isn't
home.
that great? But how do they get you to do that? Because I have little kids and nobody will mow my grass. So maybe you have to wait till they get older.
Maybe they need some truffle honey.
Maybe they need some truffle honey. But okay, you're up there in Pebble Beach. You're working. I
Yeah.
mean, they hired
Yeah.
the man to put on probably the most spectacular event. How many people are you putting an event on for up there?
I appreciate that. That's about 150, so
Yeah.
it's a 4-day event. So I actually leave tonight and head back tomorrow. I head back to LA tonight for an event tomorrow, and then we have another one on Saturday, and then we're off until the new year.
You're off. How did you manage to swing that? Somebody like you. I mean, you're always busy. Whether
yeah,
you're doing,
I'm sure something will come in small, but as far as our, larger planned out events, we're done on Saturday until the new year, which is nice. So it gives me a nice, I'll be heading back to see my family actually on the 19th. Well, I'll be heading to New York first, have some meetings there, and then then I'll be heading to New Jersey probably around like Thursday or Friday to see my family, and then I'm off until the new year.
Now you've done at least 2,500 events.
Wow.
That's almost hard for me to
Yeah.
believe. In the few years that you've been in business. I mean, you haven't even been doing this all that long, but you've garnered clients very, very quickly, from Versace to Armani to Ralph Lauren, Vogue, Dolce & Gabbana, Vanity Fair. I mean, you name it, the big ones. Cory's done it. And it's elegant. And when I look at some of your photos, I mean, just look at some of them. I think,
dazzling.
how do you do that? How many people are
thank
on
you.
your staff? How do you put together something like this for the holidays, let's say?
Yeah, I mean, well, when we first started, so I've been doing this, well, I've been in the industry for almost 18 years now, in the hospitality industry. And then I started getting into doing events in New York City. And then when I moved out here 10, 11 years ago into Los Angeles, I was supposed to open up an LA office of a New York company that my friend owned. And then I just wound up deciding to do my own thing. And so I've had a couple of name changes throughout the years, because my company keeps evolving and growing, and I just felt like the title didn't really encompass what we were trying to capture. So,
Except your name.
Today, now,
your name is what
yeah,
stands.
first it was Adonis, and it was just focused on staffing, and then it turned into Adonis Soirees.
I love that,
You know,
Cory. You are an odontist, so I mean, I love. Come on, let's face it. I mean, that's adorable. So, but okay, we got away from that, and your name is what's selling. If you just say Cory Martin, right? That's so you finally landed on that.
I would certainly hope so. I mean, the reason I got a lot of the fashion brands in the beginning was because it was literally like me and 10 of my friends who were models, and we were just going up and down Rodeo Drive, passing out headshots, saying that we could be your staffing company. And I had a lot of experience with that already, as far as staffing and service and bartending and all that in New York City. So I was able to put together basically a cover letter. I didn't really know much about business at all. I just knew what would sell on Rodeo Drive. And, that was my entire business model. And from there, it just kind of grew and grew and grew. So at first it was really the Adonis Group, and then Adonis Soirees, because we added catering. And then we changed it to Cory Martin Events probably about 4 years ago. So but we've been able to kind of grow. Our events have been growing with our clients over the past, 10 years.
And now you have a lifestyles group, right? You've got a whole new division, Extra Fee. What is it called?
Yeah, so Extra Fee Lifestyles, which is now, it's actually funny that you mentioned that, because now I've come across a group of extremely talented PR and marketing people, throughout my years. And we were really focusing on Extra Fee, but again, we're doing a name change. And it's basically 5 to 6 different consultants. We get together and we throw these powerhouse series of events around the world. And like we just did Art Basel
down in Miami
this past week. Yeah, down in Miami last week.
Oh, I love that.
And we brought in. Let me see, Herrador Tequila. We brought in Allaire Vodka. We brought in Guggenheim. We brought in the new Muse and Treats event that we did. We did the Fendi event down there. We built entire museums down there, like pop-up museums.
Wow.
And
Isn't that huge?
the next one we're working on is going to be for the Oscars. And so everyone has kind of their own kind of job and business and their own company, but the 6 of us all get together and we consult and put these series of events together around the world. And so we're going to do the Cannes Film Festival. We're debating about doing the F1 in Monaco, and then coming back again and working on Art Basel and some of the other big projects around.
That's amazing. I told you, it's really amazing. How many people work on something like that? Art Basel, for example.
Gosh.
How many guys did you?
We had a crew of, not counting the production crew and not counting the staff, because over the course of 4 days, we had 8 events. So we had a daytime, a nighttime, daytime, and nighttime, and they're all different. So everyone was a different load-in. But the 6 of us, the 6 consultants, were the ones that kind of heading and leading the charge.
Do you hire locally for stuff like that, or do you bring everything and everyone down with you? Because, you are based out of L.A., and I'm not sure if you have offices in New York. I'm not quite sure of that. But does everyone go with you? You all travel together, or do you source it out?
No. So I bring the management staff.
Right.
I'll bring, my lead lighting tech or my lead production crew, stuff like that. But we try and hire local, and it's almost like, I'm sorry, when your guest is, sourcing cheeses, you want to help the local community. You want to help be a part of that. They know where to source certain things. They know the different, the other additional vendors out there. They know where to get an extra light if we need it. They know where to get the trucks.
So,
so as long as we're able to kind of guide them to see our vision,
yeah,
then we'll do as much as we can locally.
So it doesn't sound like you micromanage. It sounds like you're you oversee everything, and you really trust in the people that are in the environment where you're doing your parties. I think that's great. But you touched on something that you like to keep, some of the work local. You also have a foundation, right, that you've started, and because you're also big in philanthropy, and I love that about you. I mean, not only does this guy put on extraordinary parties, but you're also giving back too. So what's close to your heart, Cory?
Yeah, I mean, so I'm on the board of multiple charities. I've helped out, independently down at some of the shelters in downtown Los Angeles. And, it's amazing to see their faces when you give them a $3 care kit, that consists of shaving cream and a razor and, toilet paper. Wow. I mean, they're just so grateful for those types of things. And no $1 million event can ever replace that.
And I believe that.
So
I know you really feel that. I really do. Because it's true. I mean, I know where your heart is. What's your next event? What do you have coming up after here? You were telling me a little bit about that, about the Oscars and whatnot. Is there anything you love doing, sort of more than anything? Is there any one event that you look forward to doing?
I mean, every event is so different. And I mean, I just love working with my clients. I think I've been blessed with having such amazing clients, and they've really begun trusting me and seeing a lot of the vision that we have. So they kind of give me more. But that's how my company actually grew. Is they just started giving me more and more duties to take over. At first it was like catering staffing, and then they're like, oh, well, why don't you do the rentals? And oh, why don't you do the design? And oh, why don't you do this? And now we're doing full-on market and brand immersion into events as well. So it just kind of grew that way. And so, I mean, I enjoy working with them. They trust me. I am looking forward to a private event that we're doing on Saturday where it's a gingerbread house theme. So we're video mapping the front of the house to look like a gingerbread house. And then the greeters will be Mr. and Mrs. Gingerbread on stilts. And then we have the oversized
cute.
And candy, in the backyard. We have one of our stations is literally like an oven with fresh baked gingerbread cookies.
That is so cute. Could you imagine? Yeah. And who thinks of this stuff? Are you thinking of everything? I mean, is this all from your head?
Well, I have a very talented team, for sure. But we like to think outside the box. For sure. I encourage that. And, I'll throw everything at my clients and then they'll be like, all right, let's just pull that back a little bit. So that's pretty common. But I have a really great team of people, and they're really creative and they're really great at executing. So it alleviates a lot of the pressure. Like when I'm up here in Pebble Beach doing something for Netflix, I know things are being taken care of down there in Los Angeles. But like I said, I'll definitely be there on Saturday for that.
Netflix parties are the best. I've been to a couple of those. They're terrific.
Are they great?
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. And you've got to also take a look at Natalie's store over on 3rd Street. But before I let you go, for people who want to do a party that kind of looks like yours but, can't, give us a couple of tips. Because, they want the table to look quite as elegant, but clearly are not on that same budget. What do you suggest?
I mean, I'm a huge candle fan. I love using candles and color coordinating. Come up with a specific theme. I mean, so for like the gingerbread house, we have colors. We have all the neon colors all over the place, right? To look like like a gingerbread house, or like the colorful gumdrops. But usually you want to color coordinate. As much as you can. Pick 2 primary colors, and then an accent color. So you have about 3 colors in total. Obviously you can add more as you go, but, that's just a good rule of thumb. adding a lot of candles, dim the lighting. Lighting is everything. So
Dim the lighting.
If
First
you
of
can
all,
get a dimmer,
yeah.
go spend $30, and put a dimmer in your kitchen or your living room.
And first of all, it makes
just light it.
And it makes all of
Yeah.
us look a lot better too. Let's face it, right? I mean, come on. I mean,
It makes us
you
all
put
look better.
you put
Yeah,
a
it
dimmer
makes us all
on,
look
and
better, yeah.
everyone suddenly looks, maybe 10 years younger. Cory Martin, thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate
my
you calling
pleasure.
in. I know you're a busy guy, but he always makes a time for us, and I think you're really a special person. So thank you so much.
I appreciate
Happy
it.
holidays, and maybe I'll see you at one of the events soon. Because I'm going to
Yeah,
enough of
I hope
these.
so.
I should be asking, hey, is Cory Martin doing this one? Because I go to enough. So I'm sure I'm
All right,
running into some of the ones you're doing.
Text me offline. We'll figure something out.
Okay, that'd be great. Thanks, Cory. Have a great holiday.
All right. Thank you both. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Such a talented guy. I'm telling you. I mean, and he
Very
really,
impressive.
everything he says, he does. I mean, I'm going to text him later and say, you've got to get over to Natalie's place. And I'm sure he will.
Oh, that's
He'll
very
make the
sweet.
time. And he,
I'd love to meet him. He sounds like an
he's
amazing man.
Because he's also just a really nice
Yeah.
human being. I told you, he can be intimidating. Just walking into a room and instantly you're just, you're taken off guard. And
He sounds so generous.
yeah, and so are you. So, okay, you put some cheese, and I know this has got to be some, let's get back to you here, some amazing, incredible, what kind of cheese are we looking at here?
It's just a camembert. No, this is a brie, excuse me.
It's a brie, okay.
So anybody can find a brie anywhere these days. But how it elevates is you take literally just a tiny little dab,
We're going to give this to you, Kurt.
tiny
Looks
little
delicious.
dab.
Yeah, you get it. You get to the first try. Go ahead.
You get to have the first one. Thank you. I hope you like it.
There's my engineer here. I always
he's
have to
gonna
have
be
the
your
camera on you
professional
because
taster.
this poor man, every week I always surprise him with something. If it's not a question about relationships, now
Right.
he's eating. Oh, we can hear him eating. Is it good?
It's delicious.
It's delicious, huh?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
I'll
really
take one
good.
too.
All right.
But I'm gonna sort of wait and just kind of finger the cheese and oh, that looks so good.
Here's a little dollop of this.
Okay, but what a great gift. So not just the cheese board and the little knives, but how much would that be, by the way? The one that
The cheese board and the knives together are the knives together are 28 and the cheese board is 58.
Okay, really, really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, and again,
And feel the cheese board because it feels as smooth as silk.
it's so good. Oh, it's lovely.
Yeah.
And it's made here.
Made here in Los Angeles out of maple.
I love that we're all now so conscious, and people are just sort of buying, buying, and producing things in their own local market.
Yes.
And why we always had to resource out over these
Sometimes
past
you
few
have to.
decades. I get it. Yeah.
But this is one of those things we talked about where instead of bringing a bottle of wine, you can bring one little pot of this golden magic and you will wow the guests.
So really, just one little pot? I mean, won't
It
they
lasts,
look at it and go,
lasts a
seriously?
really, and have them taste it and they'll say, oh my goodness.
Oh, how lovely! I really think this is a
Wanna
smart.
smell it.
Oh my gosh. That is unbelievable. I
Right.
love it. Oh my gosh. Can I stick my finger in there? I know
Absolutely.
you did, but I don't
Absolutely.
want to double dip or anything.
No, that's okay.
That is really good. Okay, I'm taking this home because now I'm going
Okay.
to put all my, no, it's yours, but.
I have
oh,
a
wow.
fresh one for you.
This is really good, you guys. Okay. Anything else you want to You've given us such cool ideas. I love this.
Guy gifts are really hard.
Tell me. So what do you have?
So
Oh,
These
love
are-
that. Oh, I love those.
these are made out of vintage golf clubs.
Would you have a baseball bat?
I'm specializing
Of
in the
course, I have
golf
to
this
ask.
year.
Okay, so this year is golf. My husband's a big baseball guy.
So
Oh, I love this. Okay. Oh, wow, it's heavy too.
It's
so you're not
the
going to
real
lose
thing.
it. It's the real thing. How much for this guy?
68.
Well worth it because you're not going to lose it.
Beautifully
It's
made.
heavy. I mean, you can even use it to, if somebody comes in the
No,
house.
no.
no. No, I mean, it's really heavy. It's beautiful.
The wood is a little bit more, but that's a vintage wood and it's beautiful quality.
It's
club.
absolutely lovely. And what
again-
kind of wood is this made out of?
That I can't speak to, but I'm trying to find things where you won't be embarrassed to have them lying around that you could see them showing
Wow.
it as a pretty object.
I think it's absolutely
Yeah.
stunning. I love it.
And
Oh,
so that's just a nice, for that guy, you just don't know what to get a gift for. That's
this is
that's
it.
a pretty good one.
It's actually really, really smart. Okay, what else?
This
let
looks
me
like a
see.
cassette,
It does look like a cassette.
but no. It's a
For
notebook.
it's a notebook. Are people even using notebooks
Yes.
today? I still use them. I still use a pen and a piece of paper.
I'm selling them to a lot of people in the music industry.
Oh, this is clever.
It's fun.
love
It's
this.
Japanese. Here's his companion with a working antenna. It looks like an old transistor radio.
Need that. Need this one. Okay,
had a feeling.
What's the cost of this guy?
$12.
$12. We all need one of these. She's got one out of a cassette and a radio. Oh, this is
And
adorable.
a turntable.
A turntable. Oh, come on. But where do you find this stuff?
I
I'm telling
look-
you, I'm
I
going to
look-
make sure
I
that
look
Cory
hard.
gets over there because, oh, this is so clever.
Yeah, it's fun.
And this is a notebook, you
It's
guys.
a notebook.
How much is this? It's so
24.
Oh, this is really, really special. I love it. You've come up with some really elegant gifts, the scarves, tasty gifts. You've come up with just smart gifts that you can, put food in, the lighter, the pizza cutter. You're brilliant. You really, really.
I have fun.
And what do? You just handpick all this stuff out, and
I
it's
do.
is it in your store?
It's in my store. Most of it's online as well. And part of the idea is when you're giving a gift is think about who you're giving it to and hope that they'll have a smile on their face when they open it up. So that's part of how I pick.
Okay, you know what I do very often when I go to buy a gift for someone? I like it so much that I get two. And I just did that with my girlfriend. I bought her a scarf for her birthday, and she goes, "Oh, wow, I'm still using the scarf you gave me last year." And I thought, oops, I gave her a scarf last year. A very different kind of scarf. But I told you I love scarves so much.
You never can have too many.
Exactly. But we were laughing about it. I said, just for that, I'm going to get you one next year and the year after. But I did. I bought one for her and I bought one for me. Is that a very common thing? I do that all the time.
That's totally doable, fun.
Any big requests this year that you think people are
Big requests? I don't think
maybe cost effective? I would think.
I've always been sharp in my price points so that I can have a $12 gift and a $300 gift. But I think people are being a little more cautious this year, maybe.
Yeah. Now, what are people wearing? I know we were talking about that when I turn on the TV and I'm watching E.T. and E. People are back, it seems to me, in basic black, and they're accessorizing. I guess black is really big this year, which means I'm in style again.
I'm from New York. Black's always big in New York.
Black is always big. I always like to say I think I had black diapers. I just always am in black. I'm comfortable in it. It's my blue jean. So is that true? The big color this year?
I'm seeing a lot of Merlot, and I'm still seeing a lot of that color. But I also feel that people are parsing out the bling just a little bit. Like I'm wearing a bracelet.
Is this one of yours too?
This is something
is
something I'm selling at the store. But what's great about the bracelet, it's convertible, so that you can take it off.
Oh wow! Can you also use it as a necklace? This
Bingo.
is brilliant. You know what? You can go in the restroom and change, and just sort of take it off your wrist and put it on your as a necklace, and people will think, I didn't notice that before. And then
And it's lightweight.
that'd be something only
and
I would
easy.
think of.
And there's no age to this. You can. I also like to be able to find things that
It's lovely.
aren't trendy so much that it's specific to a specific age.
Oh, this is beautiful too. And what is the price point on this?
That one is $68.
Okay. Come on. This is it's absolutely beautiful.
It's pretty and light and fresh.
Yeah.
And you can wear that all year round.
It is really light and fresh, and I could see this with sort of a really lovely V-neck.
Black. Perfect.
Black V-neck, lovely. So, what kind of people have been coming into your store? I know that you've had served all kinds. Anyone you can name drop about?
Well, first I want to give a little shout out to my friend Camille Jumel, who's a costume designer. And
Love Camille. She has pink eye. She was going to be here today too.
I know, and I want to thank her for thinking of me as her substitute. I hope I did you proud.
Let me tell you, Camille, if you're watching with your pink eye at home.
Yeah.
She's shocking. Some of the stuff that she's done, the movies that she's been involved with, dressing everyone from
impressive.
Sharon Stone. She's a very, also humble woman.
And a sweetheart.
And a sweetheart, really big heart.
Yes.
And just works with so many extraordinary people because she is herself as well, just like Cory and just like you. You guys are just understated and so talented. So yeah, big shout out to Camille with the pink eye.
Yes, well, I hope she feels better soon.
Yeah, me too. So I guess she's gotten to know you. She must come into your store for goodies.
there are a lot of people who are well known. We don't like to talk about them to protect their privacy.
I know, but is there
you bring up
somebody-
Sharon Stone. In fact, she's been a customer. Dave Grohl.
She's elegant.
Very,
Sharon is really elegant. And who else? I'm sorry.
Dave Grohl, the wonderful musician. And we've got Martina McBride has been in the store. A lot of musicians actually. Patti Smith has been in the store.
Well, because it's a little edgy. Your stuff is elegant, but it's on trend. I can see that, And
But
same with your gifts. They're very on
low-key,
trend.
Low-key, not too flashy.
No,
We've had Paris Hilton come in, but
Did she buy anything?
Anything that was related to Paris, she actually bought.
So it had to say, oh, it said Paris
had
on
to have
it?
Paris on it.
That's interesting. Okay. Well, she was a consumer. She was doing her thing.
Absolutely. And I think, sometimes people are very happy to be able to shop quietly without having a lot of, people hovering over
Busyness
them.
around them. So
Yeah.
what are your store hours? And again, let's
Thank
tell
you.
everybody your website.
Thank you. It's Maison Natalie. It's MAISON dash Natalie, my name, NATHALIE.com. And our hours are 11:30 to 6:30 every day except Sunday, and Sunday is 12 to 5.
Or anytime you want online, which
There
is
you
what
go.
I love. I tend to like to go to the store if I can because I love to touch things and see them. But I did go on your website and everything is just very well laid out and the
Thank you.
photographs are really perfect, actually. You can really
Wow.
see what you're purchasing.
Thank
so
you
you've
very
got a
much.
really nice website. What
Great.
are you doing for the holiday, by the way?
I am going home to New York.
I was going to say, are you going to New York? Do you love New York?
I love
the
New York.
style is very different. I'm from back east too, and
Yeah.
it's different. It's a little more formal there.
Yes.
Although I like both, I have to say. I like the informality here because sometimes you just don't want to spend all day getting ready,
It's true.
right?
But I think more and more there's a more casual air to getting dressed now where you're just having beautiful things slightly more dressed down.
Well, I guess there's an evolution, right?
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day, and I'm talking way back in the day, it was corsets and it took you 3-4 hours just to get ready. And now you just put on a nice slip dress and a lovely necklace and you're out the door and ready to go.
Exactly.
With this and a couple of other wonderful gifts that you've got for us. So thank you for being here. It was really,
Thank you
really
so
fun
much
to
for
have
having me.
you. It was really lovely. Will you come back?
I would love to come back.
Okay, thank you again. And
Thank you
thanks
very much.
everybody for being here. I hope we helped you a little bit how to handle your teenagers, how to throw a party, what to wear, and what gifts to bring. What better can you do?
Perfect.
And we'll see you again next week. Thank you for another really fun edition of What's Up with Kobylt and Friends. We'll see you then.
Thank you.